When it comes to weekday afternoon programming blocks in the 90s, one of the most iconic would have to be the Disney Afternoon. Running from 1990 to 1997, this was a block of Disney animated TV shows made for syndication, with higher quality animation than what was usually seen on Saturday mornings at the time. While I didn't grow up with the Disney Afternoon, I wasn't even born when it launched. I was part of the second generation that grew up with the reruns of all these shows. I first saw them when they were broadcast on good old Toon Disney, back when it launched in 1998. The shows were very diverse in tone too. You could have an adventure series like DuckTales, a suburban sitcom like Goof Troop, and a dark action superhero show like Gargoyles. Note to self, make that Gargoyles video. The 90s were also the decade of the Disney Renaissance, a slew of critical and financial hits, not seen since the days of Walt's era. Naturally, most of these films got their own TV spin-off, such as 1992's The Little Mermaid, 1994's Aladdin. Note to self, make that Aladdin video. And the subject of today's video, 1995's The Lion King's Timon and Pumbaa.
Pumbaa, not in front of the kids.
Coming to TV every Friday, it's The Lion King's Timon and Pumbaa.
Premiering Friday, September 8th on UPN 20.
According to a storyboard, the original title for the show was Around the World with Timon and Pumbaa, which will later become the name of the direct-to-video clip show released in Europe. Timon and Pumbaa features the adventures of the two most popular characters from The Lion King, the meerkat and warthog duo we all know and love, as they travel around the world getting in and out of trouble. Typical with Disney afternoon shows, a single season would air weekday afternoons during the block, while also simultaneously airing new episodes Saturday mornings on either CBS or ABC. The Lion King's Timon and Pumbaa began airing Fridays in syndication, and then later Saturdays on CBS. The third and final season aired in 1999 on the then pretty new Toon Disney, for a total of 39 episodes. The series was produced by Walt Disney Television Animation, and developed by Tony Gregg and Robert Gainaway, who are writers and directors on Hanna-Barbera's Two Stupid Dogs, and would go on to work on films such as Cats Don't Dance, and create other hit Disney shows, like House of Mouse, Mickey Mouse Works, and Lilo and Stitch the series. The show harkens back to classic cartoons of the 40s and 50s, where the characters could be put in any situation. They could fight a bull, chase after a giant worm, turn into monsters, get stuck in space. Literally anything could happen. And you know what? It works. Timon and Pumbaa are just as hilarious and charming as they were in The Lion King, with the self-absorbed Timon's harebrained schemes mixed with Pumbaa's cluelessness and optimism. The two play off each other brilliantly. And what makes it even better is having Nathan Lane and Ernest Isabella reprise their roles as the duo. Well, kinda. We'll get to that in a minute. Other Lion King characters had their own segments early on in the show. There was Rafiki's Fables, where Rafiki would help out a random animal, two shorts featuring Zazu centering around his job as the royal advisor, and The Laughing Hyenas, where Shenzi, Banzai, and Ed try to get a meal. Out of all the backup segments, I wish we got more of these because they were funny. Simba would also make a few appearances and cameos. The show had a memorable cast of side characters. There was the klutzy penguin Erwin, who causes havoc everywhere he goes, Timon's old friend Fred, who pulls elaborate pranks, Speedy the Snail, a Bing Crosby-esque snail who always needs saving, Two Cheetahs, which is basically Jim Cummings and Rob Paulson doing Tim Curry and Tony J impressions.
I'm having a devilishly difficult time locating any recipes for meerkat.
One might check under.
Rodent.
And Timon and Pumbaa's human nemesis, Quint, who always seems to have a different occupation in every episode. He's kinda like Rancid Rabbit from Cat Dog, the red guy from Cow and Chicken, and Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks. Nathan Lane reprised his role as Timon for 10 episodes. From what I could gather, Nathan didn't like doing TV animation, being isolated as opposed to having someone to work off of. Not to mention how busy he was, as he was filming movies like The Birdcage and Mouse Hunt, and starring in Broadway revivals like A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. And according to this article, Disney's legal department didn't allow him to ad-lib references to famous celebs. That's one of the reasons why in the Aladdin TV show, Genie never does any celebrity impressions he's known for. So Nathan left, and to replace him was future Axel from Kingdom Hearts voice actor Quentin Flynn, and voice actor / impressionist Kevin Shawn from season 2 onwards. Since Kevin was the closest voice match for Nathan Lane, he did ADR / pickup lines for Nathan in several season 1 episodes.
You find, you keep. Anything I find, I keep. Fair and square, 50-50, right?
I guess.
Good.
God, you remember that.
Also, if you have the Disney animated storybook CD-ROM game of Lion King, you could actually hear Quentin Flynn's Timon mixed with Nathan Lane's Timon.
If you want to go back a page, click on this arrow here.
If you want to change languages, you got two choices. You can press the letter L at any time, or you can click on yours truly to get back to the beginning and take it from there.
Flynn is shown do respectable jobs, but I'm always going to prefer Nathan. There was such a unique way he would deliver his lines and how snarky he would be. Ernie Sabella, as always, reprised his role as Pumbaa, except for one episode where Kevin did the voice.
Bad, double, plus, ungood, uber mooks.
Many people earnestly call the show a Ren and Stimpy ripoff, but no, that title goes to Snookums and Meat, which debuted earlier that year. I see this more as Disney's take on a Warner Brothers / Tex Avery cartoon, which definitely could work. After all, Aladdin and later Emperor's New Groove definitely feel like Warner Brothers cartoons in Disney drag. I'd even go as far as to say that Timon and Pumbaa show was a better Tex Avery tribute than this. Now, some people may be turned off by the tone, which I'm actually shocked to hear that hardcore Lion King fans dislike the show for that reason. I mean, I kinda understand. The fans who appreciated the epic drama with Shakespearean themes and heavy death scenes probably aren't expecting the spin-off show to have wacky cartoon antics, but that's why I love it. But I think knowing the series is a slapstick comedy going in is important. In general, tonal shift spin-offs to shows and movies can be a risky move. Sometimes you can get something clever and innovative like Daria, or something obnoxiously insecure like Thundercats Roar, a show that caused a huge uproar when it came out, but nowadays everyone just forgotten about. Also, the animation is just fantastic, specifically the episodes made by Disney's Australian studio. In the 90s, there were 3 overseas studios that always did quality work on American cartoons. One was Phil Cartoons in the Philippines, who did several Hanna-Barbera projects, the now defunct Disney Animation Australia, and Tokyo Movie Shinsha, TMS for short, who did some of the best episodes of Animaniacs, Tiny Toons, and Batman the Animated Series. The artists at Disney's Australian studio always gave the characters big expressions, and I always love how overly animated they can get. It never becomes too overbearing, at least for me. By the 3rd season, there have been significant changes. Disney Television Animation no longer produced the show, probably because of their workload at the time, instead being produced by Canadian animation studio Studio B Productions, which led to the animation being more stiff and cheaper. Also, with the exception of Rafiki, none of the other Lion King characters appeared in this season, neither did some of the recurring characters from the first 2 seasons. With the Disney Afternoon being long gone by then, and being the last Disney cartoon to ever air on CBS, due to Disney acquiring ABC in '96, these new episodes aired on Toon Disney, at a time where everything else on the channel were reruns of older Disney cartoons and acquired Deke shows. I never really liked these as a kid, and maybe it was because of the animation, but looking back as an adult, there are some episodes I enjoy, and I do remember 1 or 2 of the new characters, like the Angry Bear, but overall, the first 2 seasons are far superior. The series aired its finale with the episode Mook Island / Cliffhangers. The latter was a clip show, but only from episodes of the 3rd season. The show continued airing reruns on Toon Disney and Disney Channel throughout the 2000s. There are marathons like Pumbaa Bowl, which aired during Super Bowl weekend, and Timon and Pumbaa's Pig Out Party. I specifically remember my dad recording this for me in 2002. In 2000, Timon and Pumbaa appeared in educational segments called Find Out Why, which aired on Disney's One Saturday Morning block on ABC, with most of the original crew from the first 2 seasons returning to work on these. These shorts had the duo teaching kids at home about science, answering questions like, where does rain come from, and why there's lightning. Ernie Sabella was Pumbaa once again, but surprisingly, Nathan Lane returned as Timon. Though coincidentally enough, Lane was starring in Teacher's Pet, which aired on ABC that same year. Note to self, make Teacher's Pet video. Throughout the show's run, there are a few comics published by Marvel and in Disney Adventures, healthy eating PSAs, a home video line of season 1 episodes called Timon and Pumbaa's Wild Adventures, a video game called Timon and Pumbaa's Jungle Games for the Super Nintendo, and some fast food tie-ins from KFC and Burger King. The Lion King's Timon and Pumbaa is a funny, well-crafted show from Disney that often gets overlooked compared to other Disney TV shows, but I think it deserves to be in high regard like other iconic 90s cartoon comedies like Animaniacs, Ren and Stimpy, and the cartoons. As for the other Lion King show, I never saw The Lion Guard. I think I only saw the TV movie pilot when they first aired in 2015. Then I found out the whole series was a Disney Junior show, and I assumed it was for little kids, like toddlers, so naturally I didn't pay it any attention. But from what I hear, apparently it's pretty good. There's way too many of my favorite episodes to mention. In fact, I'll probably talk about my top 10 another time. If you're a fan of Timon and Pumbaa, I urge you to see this show. If you aren't, it definitely won't change your mind, but I still recommend it if you love that era of 90s animation. The whole series is available on Disney+, so check it out. I'm 47 Cartoon Guy, and I gotta fly. And remember,
Hakuna Matata!
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon for more updates, and like and comment on the video. It helps a great deal in the algorithm. Hope you all stay tuned because I got more stuff coming your way. If you want to support the channel, visit my new Patreon, or you can request a HANNA-BARBERA special for the Fantastic Legacy of HANNA-BARBERA MINISODES series. Until next time, I'm 47 Cartoon Guy, and I gotta fly. I'll catch you later.